Hello guys and welcome to this weekly update. It's a mixed bag this week as we've got new hardware, new technology, new games and controversial advancements and much more. So there is a lot to go over and that is enough chinwagging. Let's get started. So let's kick this off with a new standalone virtual reality headset called, and I'm sure I'm going to say this wrong, the QIYU 3, which translates to adventure. And you can guess by the number 3, this is not the company's first headset. The specs of this headset are pretty interesting, but for a device in 2020, it's kind of 2021. Wow, I lost a year. Specs of this device are kind of standard at this point, with two LCD panels that give a 2160 by 2160 resolution each, which is actually pretty good, but it only has a 90Hz refresh rate and it's equipped with an XR2 chip containing 8GB of DDR4 RAM and a proprietary tracking system that they call the Q-Lite powered 6DOF. It also has IPD ranging from 58mm to 72mm. And it's got built-in cinema capabilities for the company's video services, allowing for 4K 3D movies at 60 FPS, which we don't see much of in virtual reality. High-quality 3D films in VR. I wish Netflix would start making a service for the Quest. That would be brilliant. I would really enjoy it. And the headset's already supported by some familiar games such as Swarm, Arizona Sunshine, Silicon Rising, and Zombieland, among others. The device is only going to cost $550 as well, depending on the exchange rate at the time of your purchase. It's a seemingly solid attempt at dampening Facebook's reach in other parts of the world. It looks kind of cool, and especially where the cameras are placed, it looks like Big Hero 6 and a little mouth as well. Now, money. Since it is the weekend, why not give yourself a punt at winning some dollars and assisting the developer of this game, Z-Race, by playing his game, which apparently would mean that he can get his game on the official Oculus Quest store. It is on App Lab right now. You can download it and try a high score on one of the tracks in some fast-paced futuristic sci-fi racing. And in the game, you control a ship with one hand and you'll guide that ship through various tunnels, avoiding traps, and it's quite the challenge. In the demo, you just have a standard ship, but in the full game, once it reaches the official store and you'll have access to it, hopefully, some of the ships are going to be voiced and designed after some of your favorite YouTubers, and thankfully, I'm very honored to actually be part of that. That is, if you want me whispering in your ear. Turn left, insert the whisper of something sexual. Turn left. So in this demo, the top 10 people will win a prize. So from the 10th place to 4th place, you can win $50. From 3rd place, $150, second, $200, and the winner gets $300. That is enough to buy another Quest headset. This competition should be ending around the 24th of September. So you've got around 19 days left from uploading this video. So go and enjoy a free title, a chance to win some free money, and do a good deed helping a developer get their game onto the official Quest store. Now let's discuss a new game coming soon, but not really coming soon because it's coming out in spring 2022. So is it worth mentioning now? Probably not, but the info has come out, it's just popped up about this title, and it's from Alchemy Labs, the people that brought us Job Simulator, and they've just revealed a new title called Cosmonious High. And what made me laugh is that the poster of this game, some of the characters are definitely in space, very high. The style of play, it seems like it won't be too far removed from Job Simulator, as you have to interact with characters in this world, solve various malfunctions that are occurring around the environment, which would be, I guess, a bunch of mini-games that will eventually allow you to discover what's causing all of these problems as part of the story, including some variously humorous jokes. Or at least I imagine, because based on the trailer, it's got this very silly kind of vibe to it. But for a VR game coming out in 2022, it looks like the kind of game that we would have got when the Quest was originally released. Although I haven't played it, so I can't say that. It just seems that way. And we need more complex titles. But saying that, Alchemy Labs, I see them as like a stamp of approval, a stamp of quality, because they do make just simple, fun titles. Like Nintendo, they're always releasing really kind of basic games, but they are just good, simple fun. Oh, wouldn't Metroid VR be brilliant? An update now on Star Wars Part 2, The Last Call. A gameplay trailer has been released. We've also got a release date and a price tag for this title. So let's go over some information that we've just received. So you can expect Part 2 to be released on the 15th of September, which isn't that far away. It's kind of around the corner, and it's only going to cost you $9.99, which has me very concerned as the original was around $25. I hope that doesn't represent the value or the value that they see in Part 2, because the gameplay trailer makes the game look great again. It looks good from the trailer. New combat features that look badass, the blaster fights look pretty cool and fun. There's tons of cameos from classic characters that we would like to see, but I know the previous game, part 1, it felt hollow. So I'm going to take this trailer with a pinch of salt as well, because it's not Quest gameplay, it's the PC VR version, so it's going to look much nicer. But at least I'm glad that part 2 is going to be cheaper, after many of us kind of felt let down by the first game. And I personally, I wouldn't have bought it and played it again if it was going to be another $25, but 10, I can give it a go. This one is an exciting story for those of you that has access to PC VR and you've wanted to play a game called Hellsweeper, and you cannot wait till Q3 of 2022. That's quite far away. It's like a year away for this game to be released. A demo is being made available for this title, so you can play it a year early. This demon slaying title that has such impressive combat, from spells to guns to close combat, or even the use of enemies' body parts. The game is brutal, intense and fun, and the dev has said that the demo is going to be a watered down version of the full experience, as not to give away everything the game has to offer in one small little chunk playable session, because I would be disappointed if I got the demo, got all of that, then I played the game and it was just, there wasn't anything more. And to fill you with some confidence, this game has been developed by the creators of Sorrento, which if you have played on the Quest and PC VR, it has some of the most epic combat in virtual reality with you flipping around like this ninja from the future. It's brilliant. This game, as I said, won't be in early access until 2022 Q3 next year, so this is a great chance to try a nice cheeky play of an incredibly promising title from a decent studio as well. So I'll leave a link to that down below so you can try it out this weekend. Now, this one reminded me of what it was like getting into virtual reality for the first time and trying to share some complex, interesting virtual reality experiences with my friends outside of Beat Saber. And it was so tough for newcomers, and you want to show them better content so they can get invested into virtual reality, see what there is to offer, undo that stigma that the Go and the GearVR left behind. Well, Shariiing VR is fixing that problem. Their tool allows you to annotate in real time a user's experience, assisting them with where to go, where to look, what to select, rather than you just shouting, "Turn around, look down at the floor." The tool has 3 features to assist with this. One is pointing, which obviously is pointing at something. The other one is guide, which allows you in 3D space to put down markers to guide people where to go. And there is also gaze, so you can control where the user is looking, getting them to turn around, look down at the floor. But painfully, if you want to use this tool, it's $18 a month, which for me, when I'm just at home playing virtual reality games, that's horrible. It should be free for people like me. And then for enterprise, which I think this is where it's going to be used, you can then charge a fee. So places like virtual reality arcades, corporate demos, that would be a perfect place to use this tool. I also like the fact that if you're playing virtual reality with a friend, it allows you, who isn't in virtual reality, to be involved in the experience, rather than you just watching and casting on the screen. It's a nice simple way to interact. So this story, I just want to touch on it briefly, as I'm sure many of you have heard of this by now, and I don't want to give it too much limelight because it's not something I'm incredibly happy about. But the rumors are true. It's happening. ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, are buying Pico, one of the better Quest competitors, but are not distributed in the West. So the rumors were real. It's happening. Can someone please tell me, what is it about social media businesses wanting virtual reality hardware? Why? This one I've got to share, I've got to give it some love, as I used to study music, I'm a big fan of it, and this story is showing that virtual reality can do more than just gaming. It can elevate people's skills, elevate the arts, and this is a great example of that. So a developer has recently added pass-through to their Magic Keys application, and I saw a video of it on Reddit. So they have turned a real keyboard or a piano or a MIDI device, I suppose, into a keyed version of like Beat Saber, where markers are mapped to each of the keys that are in front of you, and you'll see the markers getting closer and closer, and when they're close enough, you'll hit the key in order to strike that marker. Which seems like you're playing a game and having fun, but it's teaching you how to play the piano. An APK of this should be made available soon for those of you that are interested or would like to just play if you have a keyboard around for a bit of fun, a bit of learning, which can be fun, honest, I swear. When the APK is released, it should also support MIDI as well, so you'll be able to add your own custom tracks to learn and play on the piano. Mods next, please. So a new game just released on the Oculus Quest. It's one that has been around a while, especially on SideQuest. If you've been VR for a while, you would have come across this, at least the thumbnail on SideQuest. So this title is a puzzler and a rather special one. compared to others. But at first glance, it just doesn't seem to be that appealing because it's a literal puzzle. But it's a recreation of real environments, special environments, that have been captured using state-of-the-art photogrammetry. So the visuals that you see are photorealistic and stunning, so you can get nice and up close and look at every single detail of these incredible environments that they've captured in 3D 60OF. The game's only going to cost you $15 and will contain 16 different puzzles that can be played in 25 or 400 piece challenges. But it's not just the imagery that they've created that is impressive, they also have the audio of that location, so once your creation is complete, you can zoom in and surround yourself in the environment and marvel in it as if you were actually there. Of course, the game's not for those that are looking for these intense, actionized virtual reality experiences, but great for those wanting to relax and just escape. I can imagine my grandma absolutely loving this. That's not saying this is for grandparents. I can just imagine that she would like it. Okay, maybe one of the most exciting pieces of game news coming. This is a fantastic one. An incredible multiplayer title is coming to the Oculus Quest. It's one of my friend Skeever's, one of his favorite multiplayer shooters, and it's just made its way to App Lab as a single player demo for you to enjoy and play right now. A beta is also available for you to enjoy multiplayer that is going to be cross-platform, so you can play against real people online. So GRapple Tournament is also available on PC right now, but obviously it's now making its way to the Oculus Quest, and as the name suggests, it's full of grappling, full of swinging, whilst trying to shoot opponents. So you can swing around, shoot enemies, but you can also climb the environment like in Population 1. So there are so many different strategic methods that you can use to get the upper hand in a game. Perks and weapons are dotted around the map, so it's very important to know their location so you can get a weapon that suits your playstyle so you can dominate. This is 100% a must play. You've got to try this out, so I will link it down below. Even if you miss the beta and you don't get in it to play against other people online, you'll at least be able to play the single player against bots. So now let's talk about a new report that has popped up about Apple virtual reality headsets that are supposed to be coming out at some point. This is something though that I thought would kind of be obvious, but anyway, it implies that the virtual reality headset will borrow power from the Apple mobile devices. So the Apple headset will be designed with a less capable chip than its mobile device, but that chip is going to be enough for its core functionality. But when it needs more power for something a bit more intense, it's going to rely on the mobile hardware that you have in our pockets, which makes sense, I guess, because the chips that they're going to put in their latest Apple phones are going to be way more powerful and potentially way more up to date than anything the headset's going to have in it, unless you're going to have yearly releases of that VR headset, which I highly doubt. So the way it would work is much like virtual desktop on the Oculus Quest. You'll be using a gaming PC, which is the mobile phone, and be streaming that content straight to the virtual reality headset as a video stream. It's going to work pretty much the same way according to the report. But this reliance on a device, as I already said, seemed obvious to me. It's something Apple have done before, and it's going to bring people into their ecosystem and to stay there. So I'm curious, would you guys give up your Android phones if you're on Android to use an Apple virtual reality headset? Please comment that down below. So that's it from me this week, guys. Please consider subscribing and catching me next week as well. I got Space Pirate Arena coming in midweek next week, and I've booked out a hall so I can play running around with friends because I'm in England, and fighting 10 meters by 10 meter play space is just so hard. So please consider subscribing so you don't miss that and any other videos I put out. I'd really appreciate it. Happy gaming, guys. Have a good weekend. Good day.